Welcome to St Mary's and our woodwork journey so far. We really appreciate the opportunity to have taken part in such an exciting project, and it has enthused all members of staff that have taken part, as well as embedding those critical and creative thinking skills in our children who absolutely love using the woodwork areas. As a school community, we encourage children to take risks, and every child takes part in Forest School. So with the enhancement of woodwork, it has enabled us to give them more opportunities to develop that critical and creative thinking. After completing all of the CPD units and using the resources that had been provided, it gave us a fantastic platform from which to start using and applying what we had learnt with the children. The theme for the summer term was Village to City and Inventions. We have used woodwork as an integral part of this. On the left-hand side of the screen, this woodwork bench we've had for many years, and we used intermittently but not on a consistent basis. When we embarked on the course, we decided to repurpose it, and a member of staff purchased 2 new tables via Marketplace, one for early years and one to use in year 1 and 2. After discussions with Gway and with help from Rhiann Jones at Ysgol we decided that placing creativity and critical thinking skills at the heart of our new curriculum gave us the opportunity to develop our design journey using the Creative Habits of Mind assessment wheel, which we have adapted and added to suit our school's needs. This fits in so well with the woodwork project. After undertaking the training with Pete Morehouse, we found that developing creative and critical thinking through the use of woodwork enables us to develop the 4 purposes and AOLEs in a cross-curricular approach, as well as continue our work on growth mindset and metacognition that we began as part of our Shirley Clark Action research. We shared details of the project with our whole school community via Dojo and asked for resources. The parents have been extremely supportive and regularly donate new resources in order for the children to keep their creativity flowing. Having used both of these books as a basis for learning a few years ago, we decided to take them back out of the cupboard. We went on to create an architect's office and a tinkering station that are directly linked to the woodwork area in the outdoor classroom. In the tinkering station, we've displayed photographs of engineers, carpenters, and architects so that the children are able to see that the skills they are using in their learning and play are transferable into their future. The children created their own set of safety rules and wrote them independently. We have a trolley for collections of different materials, and parents regularly drop things off for us. We have tubs with various types of wood, both hard and soft, and containers for nails and screws. In the cupboard, we have tape measures, spirit levels, elastic bands, safety goggles, as well as many other varieties of things, and on the door we hang the tools. We decided to purchase Pete Morehouse's teaching resource book after our training, and this has been very valuable for us to dip in and out of. I've created an observation sheet to use when the children are engaged in woodwork. This was based on Pete Morehouse's monitoring progression in creative and critical thinking. We found this to be useful, so we now use it across the curriculum, particularly with outdoor team building activities. Since creating it, we have also made additions to the observation sheet and included more dispositions. As part of our initial setup of the woodwork project, parents were sent home a letter and a risk assessment. Both were based on Pete Morehouse's resources. All the parents across the Foundation Phase department except one gave permission for their child to take part. The one person that declined was new to our school, but after seeing posts and a discussion with staff, they could see the benefits, so agreed for their child to take part. We created a tool safety checklist to keep track of the children that had received the tool safety talk and the tools that they'd been shown how to use. Engaging in woodwork has enabled us to cover many of the pedagogical principles in the new curriculum. This is an example of just one of them. Our children were creative. They used their own ideas and were able to problem solve when they came across things that they weren't sure of. The children are curious. They're motivated to learn, to explore and experiment, and to ask questions. They are confident to try new things, to embrace challenges, share questions and ideas. They are developing resilience, to persevere, to accept that mistakes are a valuable part of learning, to try different ways to solve problems, developing that pride in their work and the realization that in order to do that, they need to make a big effort in order to achieve their targets and to always try their best, to challenge themselves in order to improve. The children were enthusiastic to participate. They encouraged their peers and they were focused, remaining on task and contributing towards learning, not distracting others. We could depend on them to be reliable, to follow the rules that they had created themselves in order for everyone to remain safe. And they demonstrated empathy. When they saw someone struggling, they offered help and suggestions straight away. Louis's woodwork journey, both in the outdoor classroom and at Forest School, has been incredible. He's a little boy who finds it very difficult to sit still and not voice what he's thinking immediately. He finds it difficult to concentrate for lengthy periods of time, and he can get very excited and becomes very vocal, or either talking or making sounds. He's a confident reader but finds writing a chore. He's naturally inquisitive and enjoys talking about the world around him. He enjoys maths and is working at expected outcomes. However, when Louis is engaged in woodwork, either in the outdoor classroom or here at Forest School, he is able to show high levels of perseverance and concentration. In this session, he was fully engaged in creating a sign for our new woodwork bench for 2.5 hours. He was able to share his thoughts and ideas and chose to write. During this process, Louis thought of lots of different ways to solve problems that he came across. I particularly like the fact that he used elastic bands to hold 2 pieces of wood together while he was hammering nails, as someone else was using the vise at the time.
I made a tank and I had some problems.
What were your problems?
So, by doing this, I had like a big problem. I wondered how I was going to connect these, and I solved my problem like later.
Okay.
So, I hammered this in, I hammered the gun in, and I didn't hammer it all in because it wouldn't move, but I hammered it half in so it goes like this. This is actually hardwood, so it's actually very hard. But this isn't. That is because I sawed it off.
So how did you solve the problem about this purple attachment? What happened?
You meant the smoke thingy.
Okay, how did you solve the problem then?
By putting nails in it. Nails.
What did that do?
Made it go straight, and now it's on. And then the nail was sticking up. I put it in where the nail was sticking up by the gun. I put it in there.
Excellent. How did you feel about your woodwork session today?
Nice. Happy.
You made you very happy. How did you come up with the idea of a tank?
I was sawing something, and then I got an idea. Because when you calm down when you're doing it.
Okay.
You run around.
Who likes working with other people as well on a project? Why is it good to work with other people?
Because you can make it better. And you can progress it. You can progress it.
Okay, Louis, why do you like working with other people?
It makes it bigger and better.
Okay.
It's like a touch. Because there's more hands to it. Yeah.
Okay.
And it makes it faster.
Okay.
And even better than yourself.
Okay. Anyone else like to add anything?
No, I will.
Diolch yn fawr.
I will.
Go on then.
And it can make people very excited and release any of their good feelings.
I will not. And the least you can do is have fun.
Woodwork makes me feel happy.
Okay.
Woodwork makes me feel enjoyable.
It makes it enjoyable, okay?
And it's really fun. I really like banging the nails.
Anyone else?
It makes me calm.
Okay.
It makes me excited.
As woodwork becomes embedded within the foundation phase and the children become more skillful and independent using tools, creativity will become more sophisticated and we will be able to create more challenges linked to the AOLEs. Our role as adults is one of scaffolding and facilitating the children's learning to prompt critical thinking by using open-ended questions. As previously stated at the beginning of the presentation, outdoor learning is at the heart of our teaching at St Mary's, and we place great value on giving our children experiences that enable them to take risks, and we felt that having the opportunity to take part in this project has enhanced our creative curriculum, and we really appreciate the opportunity to have taken part. Our next steps will be to continue to embed woodwork into our foundation phase to make it part of our thematic approach to teaching and learning, to ensure that children are having authentic learning opportunities to develop skills that they need in the future. I hope we will be able to develop woodwork in Key Stage 2. I've had discussions with the 2 Forest School leaders about the possibility of putting a woodwork bench into the Forest School area.